Should I be honest even if it hurts my partner's feelings? This is an excellent question. Today we're going to talk about the value and power of honesty, even if it means there might be some conflict, and why you still might want to pursue it. What's going on? I'm Tyler, your wandering therapist. This is such a good question. This is something that often a lot of people ask. It's usually in the context of something like your wife coming to you or your husband coming to you and asking. Usually it's that classic case if your wife comes to you and says, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And of course, no right-minded man is going to say, "Sure, you look fat in that dress," right? But what's the cost of not being honest with your spouse, even if they come to you with some kind of question like that, if you actually believe those things and you're dishonest? I want to share with you a little bit of a story, something that happened this week with somebody that I really love, one of my clients and friends. And I think it applies to a lot of our situations. Most of us are taught that conflict in a relationship is bad, to the point that we often actually protect our partners from things that they actually might need to see. And if we actually love them, we'd be willing to share with them those things, even if there's some pain involved. So here's the story, here's the situation. We all had the election earlier this year, last year, and as a part of the election process, this man that I'm working with, he decided to vote in a certain way that was different than what he and his wife had talked about. But he didn't tell his wife about how he had voted. Until several months later, they're out with a group of friends talking over dinner, and then he says how he voted. And of course, she hears that and goes, "Wait a second, why didn't you tell me that?" So then after dinner, she's got a problem, because now this means a lot of things. This means that he's been dishonest with her in her mind, which means there's an erosion of trust in the relationship. She feels betrayed. She feels like he doesn't trust her because he's unwilling to talk to her. She feels like there might be something else that's going on in their relationship that maybe she needs to know or doesn't understand, and the ground becomes unstable in terms of trust in the relationship as a result. And so, of course, she's naturally upset at him. Now, when she gets upset at him, she becomes frustrated. There's emotion involved. He feels bad. He feels guilty. And he thinks to himself, "I would have been better off if I hadn't have said anything in the first place. I don't like disappointing my wife. I don't want to let her down. I don't want her to be frustrated with me. I don't even want to have the discussion about why I voted a certain way when we had talked about voting a different way, because I just don't want to have to handle that conversation or that conflict. So it would have been better off if we would have just left that topic completely alone and if I hadn't have said anything in the first place." Have you had that happen in your own life, where you've thought that to yourself, and maybe you even withheld a discussion with somebody that might have been a vitally important discussion as a result of trying to either minimize pain for them or minimize pain for yourself? Now, you might want to consider what the actual cost of that is. What is the price of lost trust in a relationship? Would it be better for your partner to trust you and disagree with you than to not trust you as a result of withholding information, even if it's something as simple as who you voted for? If your partner comes to you and asks you a question, do I look fat in this dress, and you don't actually like how they look in the dress, would it be better for you to actually say, "I really like you in a different dress," or "I like when you put on other clothes," or you say, "That's not my favorite thing on you"? Would that be better for you and for your partner than to say, "No, that looks awesome," and then to have them go out into public in a situation where then they can't be confident in who they are because they don't know if you actually meant what you said, because you always say yes? So think about honesty and trust and the healthy form of conflict in the right way in a relationship. With my friend, if he would have gone to his wife and said, "Here's who I voted for and here's why," and she would have said, "I don't agree with you. I think you should have voted this way instead for all of these reasons," and he could have said, "I can understand your point of view. I can see where you're coming from. Here's my reasons why." And she could eventually come back around to saying, "Well, I see where you came to your conclusions too, even though I don't agree with you." In disagreeing with each other but understanding one another, they're going to have more trust in their relationship. They're going to have, in some ways, more connection with each other because they actually know who they are and where they stand on these kinds of issues, instead of walking around in silence with each other. He's giving her an opportunity to learn how to listen and empathize if he tells her those things. She's giving him an opportunity to learn how to be more assertive in his discussions with her, to have more confidence in who he is, and to be seen and loved as he is instead of feeling like he has to perform in a relationship. So consider that in your own life right now. Can you be more honest in your relationship? Can you live with more integrity from inside yourself without being dramatic, without being critical, without being mean, without causing a bunch of drama? Can you hold fast to principles that are true for you? Can you step into who you are, be honest about who you are, and allow those people around you to love you as you are instead of having to perform in order to feel connected? Challenge to think about today: the next time your partner asks you if they like something, if you like something about them, or if they look fat in a dress, don't say you look fat, but be totally honest with them and give them an opportunity to grow in trust with you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you found this to be valuable for you, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you're facing particular struggles that you need help with or roadblocks that you're running into, please submit a question. I'd be happy to answer it for you.